Hey, I'm Hunt, and this is Hunt on LSU, your channel for LSU Fighting Tiger football talk. Enjoy the video. We want you to leave a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe right below the video. Enjoy. All right, let's hear some sound from a couple of Tigers who met with the media yesterday in Tuesday player interviews. We'll start with Mekhi Wingo, who will be wearing number 18 for LSU this year. And I think a lot of us realize that the secondary has significant question marks. It's very new. You got some guys moving around. It's just not very proven. And so the way that you would help those guys would be clearly to rush the passer. And Mekhi Wingo spoke to what this pass rush should look like.
We definitely got some guys that can get us off the field on third down. You know, a guy like Ovi and Braden Swinson, they're tremendous pass rushers off the edge. Myself in the middle, paired along Mason Smith. You know, obviously he won't be playing this week, but Guillory has been doing great at pushing the pocket all week, and I'm excited to see us play.
You know, it's going to be huge in this game. LSU's going to have to get some pressure on Jordan Travis. If they let him sit there and go to work, it's not an advantage to LSU. It's a huge advantage to Florida State. LSU's going to have to win up front with those guys rushing the passer. And he mentioned that Mason Smith's not going to be able to play, and he kind of expounded a little bit on not having Big Zero in there.
I'll tell you, it's easier to know that he's not playing now than he goes down in the first quarter. So, but you know, we have guys like Jayden Lee, Guillory, Jordan Jefferson that's really stepped up to the plate, and I think those guys will be able to fill the void. And you know, as a team, we're just going to rally around each other and try to put our best product on film.
That's one way to look at it. Better that we know entering the game plan that he's not going to be there than we have him in the game plan and we're kind of working around him as the anchor of the defense, and he goes down a couple plays into the season. That's one way to look at it, but the fact is that without Mason Smith there, you've got a little bit of a hole. We know how LSU plans to fill it. The question is how well does that plan work out, and Jacoby and Guillory is the first man up.
Yeah, Tank is a very hard worker. He's had a tremendous spring, a tremendous fall camp, and I'm really excited to see him go out there and play. You know, he's become a much more vocal leader in the room. He's the oldest guy in the D-line room, so obviously he has the most experience. And he's just done a great job of stepping up to the plate, knowing that this is his time, and, he had to start this week.
You know, Jacoby and Guillory was a four-star recruit, was a highly thought-of player. When Jacoby and Guillory and Jaquelin Roy, a couple of J's with long names, were four-star defensive linemen from the state of Louisiana, and they were guys that LSU just had to get, and they did. And Mekhi brings up a good point there. Like, Jacoby and Guillory is a very old player. He's the most experienced guy in that room. This is not like having to plug a freshman in and throwing him to the wolves. This is a grown man they're putting in there. And there was positive buzz around Jacoby and Guillory before we knew that Mason Smith was going to miss time. Now, maybe the reason that buzz was coming out is because the staff knew Mason Smith wasn't going to play, and they wanted some people to realize that there was another guy there that could do the job. I don't know. We'll find out quick. But I would strongly prefer Mason Smith playing the game to have a fourth-year guy who's played a lot of snaps, that can come in there and that it's not undersized or not inexperienced, is as good an alternative as you could hope to have. The question is just, how does it pay off? And hopefully LSU is able to rush the passer a little bit against Jordan Travis and Florida State. We'll switch to the offensive side of the ball now, and we'll go to Jayden Daniels. Jayden met with media yesterday, and one of the first things he talked about was last year as compared to how he feels entering this season.
My mind was kind of racing everywhere, trying to figure out the plays, the game plan, and also trying to build that camaraderie with the guys. Now I'm more at ease with everything as far as, the playbook, my teammates and everybody. So I feel 20 times better than I did last year.
Jayden Daniels has been in turmoil in terms of his comfort level since he got to college. You had, starting as a freshman, a COVID year, the total and complete dysfunction that was Arizona State. They just self-imposed a bowl ban over there based on what was going on with Herm Edwards. It was a total disaster over at Arizona State. And then he transfers in, and LSU's in a state of change because they've got a new quarterback coordinator and a new head coach, and the whole thing's new and different. So he has never really been fully settled in a certain place. And I think you can suggest that is going to help him, and it wouldn't sound too ridiculous. you've had craziness for 4 years. Now, finally, a year back in the same system, back with the same coordinator at the same school. While things have been moving all around him all these years, now it seems fairly settled, and that's a very, very good thing. I asked Frank Wilson today if there's a revenge factor in this game and whether or not the players, kind of think about the fact that they lost to Florida State last year, and he kind of was non-committal on it, as you would expect in a coach in an interview. But Jayden Daniels spoke to how important this game and looking back on last year's matchup with Florida State has been to him.
I watch it a lot, going out there, just to get a grasp of how they played us last year. But, we're night and day better on what we were last year at this time. Going back watching the tape, it's kind of heartbreaking and disheartening going out there and seeing how many plays we left out there, how we could have really adjusted and played better. But, that's what you learn from it. Now we're going in more prepared.
The offense was brutal in the first half, just absolutely brutal in the first half of that game last year. And it would stand to reason that, based on all the reasons I just laid out, that LSU would be in a much better place offensively entering this year and specifically this game. And Jayden spoke to kind of having the same guy at offensive coordinator.
The comfort level, the comfort zone, going out there and knowing that you're going to have the same voice, the same staff that you really went through the gauntlet with the first year, and coming back the next year, they know how you play, they know the personnel that we are, how we play, and you can really just sit down with them and take a deeper dive into the offense, trying to learn more of, all right, if we get this look, why are you calling this play? How are we going to attack this defense?
It's an old quarterback. It's a talented quarterback. It's a good coordinator. They've got a good rapport. LSU should be a really good offense this year. I don't have many reasons to suggest why they wouldn't. And that should start on Sunday. LSU should move the football and cash in and score a bunch of points on Sunday. They should. And as I said back on Monday, I'm repeating on Wednesday. We're going to go deeper into this game tomorrow and certainly on Friday. You'll hear the same chorus from me. LSU's going to have to score a lot of points to win, because I think Florida State's going to score. And again, there's reason to believe that they will, because they've got a comfortable quarterback who's a veteran and a really good player and a lot of guys that can really play around him. So that's something that LSU fans should feel very, very good about, is that offense and that quarterback. So that's some sound from Will Campbell and Jayden Daniels from yesterday. Hey, thanks for watching Hunt on LSU. Before you get out of here, do us a couple of favors. Hit that like button, leave your comments below, and subscribe to the channel for all your Fighting Tiger football talk. See you next time.